Him on the one and only Coach James Young. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. Good afternoon. Good to be on with you. Yeah, you know what? I'm coming out hot. I don't know if you saw this, Ariel, but ESPN released their top 25 players in the WNBA right now. Now, they did not put Jonquel Jones on it because she's been injured. But I want you to guess where they put Caitlin Clark and where they put Paige Beckers if you've not seen it.
I have not seen this list. I'm assuming neither of them are top 3.
Oh, no. Caitlin Clark isn't even top on her team. Caitlin Clark was just rated the 9th best player in the WNBA, and they rated Paige Beckers at 13. I mean, Sean may have a fucking heart attack right now. So
is this because of small sample size?
I mean, maybe they're basing it on the season. I'm not saying that, Caitlin Clark's had the best statistical year, but let's be fucking real here. Like, off the jump, A'ja Wilson is second. She's been for her standards, she's been awful. Awful. I was stunned because to me, and I'll probably talk about it more in the Betting Above the Rim podcast tomorrow, I think personally, and maybe this is me, I think Paige Beckers is top 10 and Caitlin Clark is top 5. And honestly, I wouldn't put Caitlin Clark any lower than 3 right now. I mean, that's my opinion. And, you could play around with maybe 3-2, but that is fucking wild. And the fact that Aaliyah Boston was rated 8th and Caitlin Clark was rated 9th. Like,
who's number 1?
Nafisha Collier. I agree with Fish. Fish has been great this year, so I can see that. Best record in the league. Second, they put A'ja. Third was Alyssa Thomas. Fourth was Stewie. Fifth was Ionescu. And then after that, once I got past 5 and the Caitlin Clark was there, I'm like, this is a fucking joke.
Why is she not top 5?
Clicks. It's clicks. At the end of the day, ESPN needs clicks. And it was one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever read. And then I got mad because they didn't have Jonquel Jones top 25. And then they turned around and said that, oh, well, she's been injured, so she's missed part of the year. So if I could pull this up quickly, because we never know with my fucking internet here, I want to pull this up because I was maybe I can pull up on my phone faster. I was fucking floored when I saw this. I was like, no way, there's no way. Like, this isn't right. Like, okay, ready? Here we go. Top 10. Nafisha Collier, A'ja Wilson, Alyssa Thomas, Brianna Stewart, Sabrina Ionescu. Ready? Alicia Gray from Atlanta, 6. Satu Sabally, 7. Aaliyah Boston, 8. Caitlin Clark, 9. And Yeka Awubike, 10. Skylar Diggins, 11. Kelsey Plum, 12. Paige Beckers, 13.
Okay. The only thing I could say about Paige is rookie season, missed some time. That's all I could say about Paige, small sample size. Caitlin Clark not in the top 5 makes no sense. She's funding the league.
Well, and that's why I think this is, and I wonder, I don't know if it says if it came from the players. I don't even know who even did this. It was just multiple contributors. Like, yo, if you're going to put multiple contributors, put your name on that shit.
Yeah, who?
Put your name on it. And that's one of those things where if you're going to put it out there, list it.
That's what we said about the Baseball Hall of Fame for the guy that didn't choose Derek Jeter to go in the first ballot.
Put your name on it. And I think that's the thing that kind of makes it tough for me is you're not putting your name on it. I mean, if you're going to ask me, and I got to, this is me, top 5, I'd probably go based off of this year and what I think. I'd probably go Fish first, Stewie 2, Caitlin 3, Thomas 4, Anescu 5. I don't think Asia's in the top 5. I just don't. I don't. And what's become about the aces really quick is they're a hot mess express, and for them to put Alicia Gray. I mean, listen, if you want to say those top 5 are over Caitlin, I don't agree. Okay. But to go Alicia Gray, Satu Sabli, and Leah Boston all over Caitlin Clark, like, what are we doing? Like, what the fuck are we doing? And then you start digging deeper, right? Paige at 13, I think she's top 10. Kayla McBride, 17. Angel Reese at 18, intriguing because Angel Reese, I will admit, has been better. She's been much better.
Did you see Shaq today going out against
RG3? Well, RG3 is a fucking buffoon. It's just.
Shaq literally was like, dude, stop talking crap about Angel Reese. I'm going to punch you in the face.
No, listen, at the end of the day, the post that he put out there, even retweeting the monkey with the 2K26 logo, that is it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what race you are and what race you marry. That is just fucking dumb as shit to put that out on social media as a public figure. Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, I don't care. Doesn't matter if your wife is white, black, I don't care. That was one of the dumbest effing things. And all it was is it was to create some kind of clout. And listen, at the end of the day, it's just Robert Griffin III, he's trying to stay relevant. Right? Well, maybe you can go on Fox Sports because they seem to get rid of everybody at this point.
No comment. No comment on the Fox Sports problem.
They should hire us. What the fuck? Hire us.
I'm at the point now where I'm doing my thing because I don't know what the hell these TV networks are doing. I don't get it. I have my friends and I, who I trust in the gambling space, are basically without jobs, and I see people getting hired and I don't get it. But I will leave it at that, and eventually the tides will turn and things will change. But until then, we keep doing our thing because we've got a great audience here on the show who loves having you on here, Coach. So let's dive in to WNBA action. We've got your card, and actually, since I've started using props.cash and I've been doing a lot more WNBA research, I agree with you on this first play on over 12.5 points for Sonia Citron up against it's the Washington Mystics up against the Sparks, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Why are you going with her over points?
First things first, shout out to props.cash. I'm not going to lie. I looked it up. I joined, props.cash. Can you hit up Coach Young? Let's talk some business, because what I do is this is what I like about props.cash. It's very clean. It's easy to navigate. I don't always agree with it, but I take what I see and I look at it from my coaching background. So props.cash is all over 12.5 points for Sonia Citron. Why, you ask? 7 out of the last 10, 8 out of 10 on the road. But a couple of things. Number one, it's going to be a high-scoring game. The LA Sparks are very poor defensively, and Kelsey Plum, who's probably going to guard Sonia Citron, is going to be more worried about scoring than stopping. Sonia Citron, if it's close and they're in the lead, she typically gets fouled towards the end of the games. She makes her foul shots. And to me, I stay away from Sykes, and I definitely stay away from Kiki Iriafen, because I'm worried about Kiki maybe getting a foul trouble guarding Darica Hamby. So to me, Sonia Citron over 12.5 points is my best player of the night.
Ooh, okay. I'm going to have to tell, because I liked it too when I was doing my research today. She's gone over it in 67% of games this season. On the road, that goes up to 82%. And in the last 10 games, the Sparks are allowing the most points per game, which is why 65% of guards have gone over 12. Well, their points prop in that span against them. Caitlin Clark over 8.5 assists tonight. The Fever are at the Sun, 8 p.m. Eastern time start. Why is she going to dish the ball out?
Well, number one, she's gone. Don't count the Valkyries game, right? The Valkyries game, they lost 80-61. She had 6 assists. They were fucking awful. Next 2 games after that, 9 and 13. I said on Sports Grid, I think I even said it here, that she has to change her game with the fact that these ladies are played pretty well around her. You took a look at the fact that Lexi Hall, Sophie Cunningham, Mitchell, obviously, and then you look at Aaliyah Boston. They have more players around them, especially they're knocking down shots, particularly Lexi and Sophie. So to me, she's struggling from 3. I think she continues to get other players involved. Why do you ask? The more she gets other players involved, then it comes the other way in regards to she gets more open as time goes along. Here's the other thing. I talked about this on Sports Grid, betting above the rim pro basketball today with our good buddy Kevin Walsh. And I said double-double. And the one other reason why is that Dallas gave up the most assists per game in the WNBA. Well, guess who's fucking second worst? That's right. It's the Connecticut Sun. And the person that would probably give her a little bit of fits defensively is Marina Mabry. Shout out to my girl Marina. I know people don't like her, but that's my girl. That's been my girl. I've known her since she was a little kid. She ain't playing. I'm worried about the points, not worried about the assists. CC gets people involved, over 8.5 assists tonight.
Okay. CC over assists. It's a little bit contrarian because everybody likes to better over points. Are you afraid at all about the double-digit spread?
Yes. So if you do anything, I'm going to go the team total over 91.5 for an Indiana Fever. They're just so dynamic offensively now with more people being involved, and I'm worried about a backdoor cover. Now, the last time the Connecticut Sun played, they were huge underdogs on the road and lost 92-88 to the Sparks. Well, I think Indiana is more dynamic and better offensively, and this is the last game before the break for them, so they want to go out like gangbusters. 91.5 total points for Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever tonight.
And then your last play, Mystics money line, which if I were to go to Picket Sports, which I love to use as well for finding some good lines, I could go to the events page. Hold on one second. I just want to make sure I could get everybody the best lines possible. Let's see. Picket. We love producing a show on our own. So fun. Okay. So here's the page for WNBA. Pickett says that the best line right now going over for the Mystics on the money line is -102. Over at DraftKings, you get +100 on the money line if you go to ProfitX. So, Coach, why are we going with the Mystics?
Well, the Mystics have played really, really well. They just came off a big win on the road at Seattle a couple of days ago. And listen, so they're already out in the West Coast. I always get nervous about, especially with young teams on the road. First game of a West Coast trip, but this is their last game, so I do like them to go over tonight. When you really dig into this team, they've played extremely well, particularly on the defensive end of the floor. You look at obviously with Citron and obviously Iriafen. They also got a kid named Brittany Sykes who's been absolutely dynamic. I just like the way this team's playing. They're trending towards making the playoffs. So I would go ahead and I would take a look at that. I do know that people are asking about Natasha Howard and what we look at her tonight. 17.5 points plus rebounds. To me, that's more of an under. You're right. I think you look at her in regard to the fact that her usage rate has been down because CC's been there. And they kind of look at more to me. I'd be looking more at Aaliyah Boston with the points plus rebounds, especially in that pick and roll action, pick and pop that they run. They run more of the action with Aaliyah Boston than Natasha Howard.
We also had a question from Slim Reaper. Howard PR under since CC's been back, her usage went down?
Yeah, that's exactly what I talked about. Because her usage rate has been down. That's what I would be looking at, is going under the points plus rebounds for Natasha Howard. Right now, and just looking at if you just look at just props.cash, and when you should be absolutely on this, folks, the last 3 games that Caitlin Clark's been in, she's got 6, 6, and 3 rebounds. If you think about, I'm sorry, that's Aaliyah. Let me make sure I get the right player. We get the right player. Natasha Howard, here she is. In the last 3 games, 2, 7, 2. I think the usage rate has been down. I also think it's if you look at the way you match up, they could go a little bit big, a little bit smaller with that lineup. And kind of move someone like Sophie Cunningham to a 4 as a stretch 4. So I would not be on Natasha Howard tonight. Absolutely not.
We have a big slate tomorrow. Tomorrow, games are starting at noon Eastern time. Atlanta Dream at the Chicago Sky, Phoenix Mercury, Minnesota Lynx, Valkyries Storm, and then the Aces and Wings are the sole night game. Anything that you see for tomorrow afternoon?
Well, when you start thinking about matchups, right, and who could probably be someone to look at someone like Jordan Canada of Atlanta. Points prop sitting at about 13.5. Remember, 2 games ago, she had that 30 piece versus the Indiana Fever, in which they kind of choked it, at the end of the game in that fourth quarter. Jordan Canada has been pretty good so far for the Atlanta Dream. You kind of dig deeper a little bit. Phoenix, Minnesota should be an interesting contest. I would not be looking at Big Fish and the Fish Chicago. I would not be looking at our points prop. I just think that that's going to be a matchup where they're going to kind of load up on her a little bit. I know her usage. I know her hit rate's been over 62.5%. It's at 22.5, 29 points versus Chicago. This Phoenix team has been really, 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 really good. When you kind of get into and what one thing I want to see this, and I haven't seen the numbers. I'm trying to use props.cash right now to even look at it. Is I want to see the numbers for DeWanna Bonner. Goddamn, she really wanted to fucking leave Indiana, huh? First game, 20 some odd points. First game out of there. DeWanna Bonner's a pro, and shout out to DeWanna Bonner. She got the check, and then she got up out of there, and now she's with her fiance Alyssa Thomas. So to me, I would look at possibly DeWanna Bonner, if you can find some points props on her tomorrow, and then look at the double market for Alyssa Thomas. I hit that last night. It was minus 155. Should be a better number. I haven't seen it tomorrow because of the fact that you have a much better defensive team in the Minnesota Lynx. I still think she gets there over her to get a double-double.
That's a tough turnaround for the Indiana Fever. I know that tonight they've got a decent spread of 10.5. You'd almost have to think tonight's a look-ahead spot to tomorrow against the Liberty.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because the Liberty are going to be well rested. Obviously, they have it in their craw, that last performance that that CC had versus them when she came back from injury. I think she had 7 from 11 from the 3-point line. It was absolutely dynamic. The issue that New York has is just they're starting to play better. They're just so different without the play of Jonquel Jones, and I don't think people really understand how important Jonquel is to that team. But I would look at the Liberty right now playing a little bit better basketball. I think that game is going to be exciting. It should get up and down. Remember, that game is tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports Network. Another place that should probably hire the two of us, just fucking saying. But to me, I look at that game to be a lot of points. Exciting game. Look over in the game between the Fever and the Liberty.